Perfect. Happy Tuesday, beautiful people. Again, today is August 16th. It's also one of my best friend's birthday today. And I want to give a shout out to my dog. And I want to talk about tonight on 7 ways to get your mental faculties back on track. Now, there's something called imagination, reason, perception, and will in your imagination. Those are your higher mental faculties. But I just want to keep it simple where we understand that there's no such thing as there's no such thing as being stuck. It's just a choice not to move. That's just really inaction. Whether you're dealing with negative thinking, whether you're dealing with things where you want to improve your mindset, you may be dealing with depression and stuff like that. Well, you have to get in a space where you really change what you are putting yourself in. What are you surrounding yourself with? All right. And it's okay that it's happening right now, but how many of y'all know we're not going to live there forever? Somebody drop in the chat box the word move. We're moving on. We're going to move to another level. We're going to move to different environments. We're going to start shifting how we're living, how we're thinking, so that things can begin to improve. So we about to move. It's time for some new levels, right? So I want you guys to take this exercise and you can start leveraging it, just maybe for a week straight or however much time that you need so that you can begin to experience that shift, because it's going to take consistency and a heightened awareness to really understand where you really want to go. So the first thing is you want to be able to create future memories. Because how many of you guys know that when we're dwelling on the past, well, it's just a memory. It's something that we can see in our mind. We can even conjure up even feelings that we've experienced from that scenario. So you think about your high school graduation, or you think about your first job interview, or some recent success that you've had in your life, whether you just purchased a new home, new car, new job, maybe you were able to separate yourself from a toxic relationship or something that wasn't adding value to you. Well, if you actually just close your eyes and just meditate on that thought, well, you can begin to feel those feelings and see the environment and just use your senses to really create that picture. Is that right? Right? Yes or no in the chat box. Your memories are things that you can create in your mind, that you've seen and that you can actually feel today in the present if you just use your senses, right? What we have to understand is we have to be able to think, dream, and see our future. We don't just plan it. We have to see it in our mind and see the events, hear the sounds, feel it, the emotions, and imagine the experience. Imagine, like I said, just imagine something that you've experienced in the past. Well, I want you to be able to use that same exercise and start imagining something that's happened in your future, but you haven't had the physical experience yet. All right. It works the same way. Think about something that you want to happen in your future, but I want you to create the physical experience. I want you to sit still, get in a space of quietness and really meditate. What happens when you hit the goal that you want? Like, I know how I can feel it now. I mean, I have butterflies right now for one of my goals that's coming up because it's actually happening. And I'm just like, oh, this is crazy. Right now, I haven't lived through it yet, but I can feel what's coming. I can feel what's happening. So number one, you want to create future memories. All right, that's different. I want you to create a future memory. I want you to take a sheet of paper, look at those goals that you have, your goal cards, whatever you have, and I want you to really seek deeply into it. What happens when you have that new business and you remodel the interior, or you get your credit right, or you lose the way that you want to live, or you get the appearance that you want, whatever it is? How will you feel? You know how you'll feel because you'll have this anticipation for what's coming next. So future experiences create future memories in your mind. Okay. And always do that every single day. Even when you come home, maybe you have a mundane lifestyle, like take a sheet of paper and start getting pen and paper and start writing that imagination. Create it. Imagine what you'll taste. Imagine what you'll smell, you'll hear, your touch when you reach the goal. I want you to feel the emotions, because the same way that people can sit at home on their couch, safe and sound, and for somebody who fears maybe flying on an airplane, where they can create the emotions of something they've never experienced before, right? That works the same way with fear, but I pray that you use it in a constructive way. I want you to use it in a joyous way, a cheerful way, all right? So y'all drop in the chat box, create. Put that in the chat box. We're going to create future memories. That's the first thing to get your mind on track, to get yourself on track. Number two is I want you to ask for guidance. Now, I'm very spiritually grounded. My faith is in God. He is my creator. He is my counselor. I am a true, loud, bold believer in God. And that's where my guidance comes from. There's not nothing that I don't do when I ask God, please bless this. Please bless this endeavor. Please bless this vehicle that I want to pursue. God, put your hand on this. So whatever you believe in, guys, you need to sit quiet and go to an inward conversation. Okay. I ain't talking about asking other folks all that. No. This is complete silence. And I want you to be able to relax yourself, remove all the thoughts that you deal with from the day to day. Oh, I forgot to go buy this from the grocery store. Oh, I got to get this done on my car. Oh, I forgot to call this person back. I want you to get to a space past all those busy thoughts where it's quiet. All right. And it may take you a minute to quiet your mind, but find a way to quiet your mind. Focus on meditating and allow your intuition, if you will, or the Holy Spirit to guide you and create the answers, to create the clues, to create the insights that will lead you to the right direction. All right. I don't want you to lean on intellect. I don't want you to lean on reason. I don't want you to lean on what you see with your eyes. I want you to lean on the inner guidance. That's why it's called the power within, because God lives within us all. And if you just get to a space where you're quiet and you get into that closet and you're just meditating, right? Y'all ever just went into a praise or worship? You're like, God, thank you, thank you, thank you. I do that for things that I haven't experienced in the physical yet, because I know that it's already done, right? And I truly, when I say it's already done, that means it's a thing of my past that I haven't lived in the physical. Just like I said, you want to start creating what? Future memories in your mind. So if you can sit there and dwell on future, if you can dwell on past memories, you can also dwell on future memories. All right. Use your imagination to create future memories. So number 2 is ask for guidance. All right. Ask for guidance. Ask and it will be given to you. All right. Seeking you will find. Knock and the door will be open. That is Matthew 7:7. Ask for guidance. Somebody drop in the chat box. Ask. All right. Ask for guidance. Write it down. Lock it in and learn and wait for further guidance. We're going to ask for guidance and make sure we remain open-minded. Number 3, to get yourself on track, to keep your mind on track, is to change. What am I asking? Y'all, ask now. All right. So number 3 is you have to change your perspective. Okay. To get back on track it all, to get on, let's talk about a new track. The bump getting back on track. We're going to a new track. All right. Somebody drop the word new. Y'all know new feel good. All right. New hair feel good. Some of y'all be getting new lashes. Y'all feel good. New haircut make you feel good. New clothes make you feel good. New environments, new vacations, new income, new increase, new relationships, new body, all that new feels good. Y'all with me? Y'all drop some new news in the chat box, because new feels good. So we're going to get on the new track. All right. And so on that new track, we got to have a simple shift in our perspective. Okay. So there's sometimes where people send images around on the internet and it has like 2 images in one. And some people will see something one way and some people will see something else the other way. They call it the glass half full or the glass half empty, right? Well, that's what your perspective is going to be. You're going to have a new to get your life on a new track. Okay. Because I don't want us to go back. I want us to get on a new track. We have to be able to see the right perspective, have a heightened awareness that if I immediately see things or I'm experiencing things in my life and my immediate response is, dog it, whatever, you get really reactive right away, then you have to begin to shift your perspective and understand that your perspective is going to have a lot to do not only with the situation that you're facing, but it's going to have a lot to do with what you're bringing to you, what you're attracting, because I feel like everybody is just a energizer bunny. We're like little batteries on this planet, and you're going to, whatever you're charged with on the inside, you're a magnet and you're going to attract that to you. So you have to be careful of your perspective. So make sure you're having a constructive perspective, how you're thinking, how you're feeling, how you respond to situations. You have to have a positive perspective on it. Okay. Even if you're going through adversity, right? You could be driving down the road and get a flat tire. There's 2 people in the world. One person going to cut up and fit and call everybody on their phone. Man, I just had a flat tire. Blah, 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 blah. They're going to just vomit all this negative energy into the atmosphere instead of saying, God, thank you for allowing me to have a safe flat tire. Thank you for protecting my mind, my body. Thank you for even the car. I'm not damaged. Nothing hurt me, right? There's 2 ways that people react. And most people, unfortunately, they react the childish way, the pouty way, right? Number 4, how do I get my life on a new track? is to put some things, some new experiences into your ordinary life. Don't live such a mundane life. I'm very, very careful of that. Like, I used to be very, very spontaneous. I just get up and do anything at any time, any given moment. But I had to start controlling that. Especially going towards different goals and, different things I'm dealing with in my life. But you have to, adults, they call it adulting. I don't believe, I don't know. My perspective is adulting is responsibility, but I'm forever a kid because I know how to make sure I maintain fun. I can make sure I maintain that social life. So you don't want to get so complacent and just focus on security that your life becomes such a boredom, right? You got to be able to fight boredom. I believe boredom is a disrespect to you waking up today, because there's somebody who wish they would have made it another day so they can go out there and fulfill their goals, fulfill their dreams, to go out here and be creative, right? So you got to stop just living the mundane routine and go create adventure in your life. All right. So different things that you can do. Now, one thing you can do, if you don't know what that adventure is for you yet, then take a sheet of paper and write down things you would like to do. Get on your internet and say, find local things in your area, local things in your city. And even if it's not you leaving the house, maybe you can pick up new hobbies. Maybe you can join new organizations, things that will help you to start exploring your imagination, to start exploring your creative space where there are no boundaries, there's no limitations. Okay. So you want to make sure that you don't have just an ordinary day. Get out your zip code, do something different. Like I am obsessed with that. Okay. Even if you haven't, maybe you got to save your money up to do something, like do what you got to do, but have new experiences, do some acting, build the images that you want, and act like the person you want to become. You have to stay in what I call that childish state, that when a child is so curious and they're just looking at so many different things and trying new things. Don't let that light fade away because you're so obsessed with just paying your bills. If your number one thought is your bills, then you really don't have any freedom. I used to be that way. I always think about my bills years and years ago. But if your number one thought is only your bills and how to make it the next day, you got some new information you need to learn. There's some books you need to read. There's some classes you need to take, because now we need to remove that. Let's take your mind, and your mind is a pool, and we filled up. This pool can go as deep as 9 feet, and 8 feet of the pool is you thinking about your bills. Well, we need to start being able to say, okay, let's drown this thing out, because we need to start freeing up space. All right. So 90% of your thinking is, how can I survive? This word teaches people how to survive and not thrive, how to just make it another day. No, we need to be able to create a lifestyle where our minds can remain so free that we can create. All right. That we can create. So put some exploration, some discovery, some adventure into your life, but also find ways to free up your thinking of things that make you focus on just strictly security. All right. This number 5. How do I get my life on a new track? I got to change my expectations. All right. My homeboy, Marquise, Quez just posted. Man, it was a dope quote. He said, when you understand that God is always on time, you begin to wait differently. Right. Or when you begin to realize that God is never late, the wait is different. And I felt like that was so amazing. He said it so well. And like, I'm going to repost that. Right. When you realize that God is never late, the wait is different. So you got to begin to start. First, you have to have a clear, definitive thing, definitive goals, where you want to go, who do you want to become. Make sure you have a positive expectation. Positive expectation. Understand that let me give you guys an example. Let's say I want to, this place I live in. God, if this is not where you want me to live, I still have a positive expectation that there's somewhere that's going to be just as good or better. What most people do is they have their heart set on something so strong, which that's fine. It could be healthy for you. That's desire. But you also have to be open-minded that regardless if that door is closed, there's a better expectation that you should be understanding that's on the way for you. All right. So concentrate, repeat it to yourself, write it in your journal, allow your mind to wonder, but make sure you always bring back the expectation that all good comes to me. All good. Now, you can't be a negative person talking about something. Well, I just know all good gonna come to me. Like you got to be mindful of the energy that you're sending out as well. All right. So every single day, God, I'm so happy and grateful for this new day. Thank you for this new day. Thank you for supplying my needs. Thank you for this amazing academy that has over 100 students. Thank you so much for my Signals chat that has over 190 subscribers. Thank you so much that I'm a professional, seven-figure day trader. Thank you so much that I'm a pianist, expert pianist, composer, artist, sheet reader of music. Thank you so much for this. Thank you for my home. Thank you for the dryer, the washing machine, the water, the air, the AC, the fridge, the electricity. Thank you for every single thing that I have, God. Because if you begin to dwell on what you have, dwell on dwell on what you're about to access. Because when you're praying for God, please let me hit this goal. Please let me get this. Let me get that. Where understand that those goals are not in creation. They're not about to be formed. They were formed in the book of Genesis. They are already created. You need to understand when you're praying, you're asking God for whatever you want it to happen in your life. You're asking for a change of perspective. You're asking for a change of patience, a change of appreciation for process, so that the changed mind can access what was created in Genesis. Woo-hoo! Come on, B. That changed mind is asking for access to Genesis. How about that? All right. So your perspective has to always be positive, guys. There will be adversity in your life. You still got to be positive. There will be challenges in your life. You still have to be positive, right? Be the positive person. You have to have negative Nancy's. Well, be positive Peter. I don't know. Just whatever name you want to put after that. All right. Number 6, you got to become very conscious of creating. Okay. Are you a creator? Are you creative? Whether you realize it or not, you are. Everybody has an amazing mind, big or small. All right. Now, some of us use our amazing mind for worthless things, mindless things, meaningfulless things that don't add value to our life. All right. If they can sit here and help somebody go to the moon, same mind that you have, then you need to kind of take a step back and see what you're using your mind for. What are you using your brain power for? Right? Use it for positive, for being productive. Use it for visualizing your goals. Use it for journaling, for research, for going into rabbit holes and looking at those things that you want to do, that you want to become. Use it for speaking well to yourself. Use your mind for affirming positive things. Use your mind for reading positive books. Listen to positive audios. Bob Proctor, Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, David and Benitier, B. Burrell, whoever. Look for these words, and most of all, the number one, the book of the Bible. Let your mind wander in unexplored territories, so that you can begin to trigger things that you don't know are lying dormant inside of you. All right. So if you always say, I've always wanted to take a dance class, go take the class. You've been saying it for 5 years. All right. If you ever wanted to learn how to be a blogger or write a book or learn how to play an instrument or start a business or just reach out to somebody for mentorship or join a program or join a church or join an organization, do it. Because one thing we're not going to all do, one thing we're all certain of, is that we're all going to be gone one day. So do what you can do, explore it, but be very conscious of creating new experiences and new things in your life. Explore the possibilities. You'll be completely amazed of what you will unearth inside of you. Right. And number 7 is to get your life on a new track is stop trying so hard. Stop trying so hard. There was a call I did months ago, probably last year. I don't remember what it was, but it was a call about being the co-creator, that you are the co-creator and God is the creator, and stop struggling and feeling like you won't reach your goals. My best friend said something the other day. She said the victory is in knowing that I won't quit. The victory is in knowing that I'm committed. And I was like, that is so amazing. Like, that's how I know I'm successful, because I don't have quitting in my blood. I don't have pausing or whatever. I don't have that in my blood, because I'm too aware that God gave me this moment. He gave me this air. He gave me 9:27 p.m. And I got to give what I can in this hour and this time. I'm very, very aware of my time. Like last night, I took my calendar book. I wrote out the next 2 weeks, and I have, if I'm not doing other endeavors, guys, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'm now focused on my mentors boot camp. It's on building an online course boot camp. So it says 7 a.m. start my day that's a goal I'm still working on. 7 a.m. is self-care. I'll read 10 pages of a personal development book. I'll read 3 pages of the Bible. I do 15 to 20 minutes of writing in my gratitude journal, even if it's the same thing every day, because even though what I wrote down yesterday may look like what I wrote down today, it's not the same day. So you can't be like, oh man, I wrote that yesterday. What else can I think of? No, God gave you a new hour, a new minute. All right. So I do that and I work out for at least 40 minutes. Then 9 a.m. I send trades from between 9 to 10:30. I'm scanning the markets. Then I eat my breakfast, a shower, and all that after working out. And then 11. Now my schedule is 11 to 7. Is I'm locked in on this boot camp if I have that availability for that particular day. And then of course 9 o'clock on the Monday I gotta teach, and then 9 o'clock on a Tuesday. So, but I know I'm now making sure I stay on top of accounting every single hour, because it's so easy to get just mindlessly start scrolling on social media, mindlessly start watching stuff. So you got to be you got to earn your, shout out to earn your leisure, right? You got to earn your leisure, right? Or at least make it count. Cause I can't go to bed with conviction. Like I'm that person where I'm like, bruh, I ain't really do nothing good today, right? Now, make sure you make time to relax and be social and have a good time. I ain't talking about be a robot, but also be mindful of where you want to go and who you want to become. There are people in the world who'll tell you to start watching TV, start doing. I ain't with all that no more. I used to say that because I wasn't thinking for myself. Put the work in and give yourself a reward at the end of each day. That's how I say it. Because at the end of the day, we got to be enjoying every single day. All right. The reality of all this, guys, is you don't have to try hard. Okay. Instead of trying to force it or fingers crossed, whatever you do what you can. Just focus on the goal. Focus on what you know it takes to attain the goal. And always understand that God created your goal in the book of Genesis. All right. That's how I don't worry about, am I reaching goals? First of all, I don't quit them. Like that's what I want to do. That's what I'm gonna do. And secondly, I'm just waiting to however many footsteps I take, those footsteps that one day, which is AKA consistency, is gonna open up the doors of what I've been waiting on. Your house is built. Your goals have been built. But keep walking. It may take somebody may can jog to that same goal in 30 minutes. Somebody else, it may take them 2 days. Somebody else, it may take them a week. At the end of the day, they all kept going. All right. So make sure to keep your life on get your life on a new track. Be mindful of those 7 key points. Number 1 was create future memories. Take a sheet of paper and always write down. You can do that once a day, 5 minutes. What experiences do you want to have? But don't just write them down. I want you to really meditate them. How will it make you feel when you got there? How were you excited? Were you joyful? Were you celebrating? Or did you have gratitude? Second is ask for guidance. Number 3 is always make sure you change your perspective. Make sure you always have a positive perspective. Number 4 is make sure you don't have just an ordinary, mundane life. I feel like accepting a mundane life is disrespectful to God, because he gave us so much ability to create within us. Like it's so much we can create in our mind. Y'all ever just have this be talking in the middle of the day? You're like, man, I should create this. I should do this. That's just creativity. That's expression waiting on you. That's expression looking for you to have some fulfillment. All right. So go out there and do adventurous things, do things out of the ordinary, things you've never done before. Number 5 is to change your expectations. Always make sure you understand and have a positive expectation. No matter when you're dealing with adversity and challenges, always have a positive expectation. Number 6 is be very conscious of creating. Okay. Be very conscious of creating things, visualizing your goals, journaling, putting your mind to paper, get it all out. Dump your mind on paper. And number 7 is you don't have to try hard. God will give you the desires of your heart. If it's a desire, it has been given. Okay. If it's a desire, it's been given. Desire is also correlates with perseverance. Desire correlates with faith. Desire correlates with action. Okay. There is no action where there's no desire. Okay. So if you're not taking action, then you may want to have a conversation with yourself. Make sure you have a heightened awareness to realize, like, you know what, this may not be something I'm strongly feeling about. I may really want it. Right. For instance, I want me a big, juicy beef burger, but I don't want it. No, that ain't a good example. Oh, that ain't a good example, because I like how I feel when I don't eat a lot of bad meat and stuff like that. But understand, if it's not something you're taking action on, it may simply just be something that you want and not something that you strongly desire. So you gotta put yourself in a space of how do you get that stuff to be a desire, where you spend time with it, you meditate on that thought, get into research, start looking up information, putting yourself in those environments. But the key to it is triggering your senses. If you can start triggering your senses to experiencing things that you don't have yet, then your desire is going to start shifting. For instance, when you see somebody you like, well, your senses start to arouse, right? You start feeling a certain way, and you can sit there in your imagination and think about spending time with this person, having a conversation with that person, and that excites you. That'll get your heart rate going. You start feeling your endorphins start moving. That's what you call future memories. All right. That's so dope. Future memories. Okay. You may think about the car that you want. Maybe you haven't even test drove yet, but I guarantee if you go test it, go touch it. Well, guess what? Now you can add more feeling to your senses, because now you've experienced something that's coming to you real time. Now you could take that experience and bring it back to when you're visualizing. All right. So whether it may be on YouTube or something like that, but I prefer you guys try to get in the physical space of it so you can trigger your senses, and those senses will have a heightened awareness, and you can use that awareness to help to activate your desires. All right. So we're on a new track, new life, new goals, new dreams, new experiences. Okay. But that's our call tonight, guys. I told y'all I did it. I wasn't gonna hold y'all long tonight. Life on a new track. If y'all got some value on tonight, drop something in the chat box for me. All right. New everything. New. All right. Our hashtag tonight. What's gonna be our hashtag tonight? Hmm. Y'all got any hashtags? What's the nugget from tonight? New. New track. New everything. There we go. Miss Green gave us our hashtag tonight. New everything. All right. So I'm gonna drop the generational wealth link to you guys. Give me 1 second. We're gonna come here, and this is our growth community. Oh, wait a minute, dog. You know, I'm gonna do a whole nother call on that one, dog. I'm gonna do future memories as a whole. That's gonna be my subject next week. Future memories. So that's too big. That's too big. We can go ahead and give them a sneak peek. Our hashtags tonight are new everything and future memories. So y'all come here in the GW chat. This is our growth community. We focus strictly on growth. They don't change this thing. And drop a GIF and drop the hashtag. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one. All right. And so I'm not screen sharing. Oh yeah, I'm screen sharing. All right, so come here and hashtag new everything. And we got our next topic next week would be future memories. All right, guys. I'm gonna drop the link to the GW chat so you guys can have it for anybody that would like to join. And we have some big moves that'll be happening in the new year. There we go. So I just dropped the Telegram chat inside the Zoom chat. And we appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. Y'all have an amazing night. And let's go get some new everything. All right, y'all have a blessed one.